Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Chef A-Bomb. Now, I had the dough from just the other day when we made the pie crust recipe. I pulled it out of the fridge. It's been in there all night. It only needs to be in there a half hour, but it's been in there all night. So I pulled it out. We're going to let it slightly come up to temperature so it's a little easier to work with. But in the meantime, I'm going to get to slicing up the apples and getting all that stuff ready for a really good apple pie. So this is the second part to the pie crust video. Now we're going to see the whole pie made. I hope you enjoy. Let's go. And here we go, everyone. So, like I said, I have our dough that we prepared just yesterday, and I had it in the fridge ever since. We're letting that come to room temperature slightly. And I got about 8 or 9 apples over here, some cinnamon, some sugar. I got my knife, I got my peeler, this little apple slicer to help me out a little bit. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna peel these apples and put them into that bowl with a little cinnamon and sugar, and then they're going to go into a hot pan. I always like my apples, you know, not hard in my apple pie, so I like to cook them just for 5 minutes or so, just to get them started. But yeah, here we go. So we're going to start by just peeling our apples. And once we get all these peeled, we're just going to slice them up. Put them in the bowl with our cinnamon and sugar. And we go around just like that, getting all the skin off. And we'll set it in there for now, why not? And this peeler, if you guys are looking for a good peeler, this is actually, this ain't no promotion or anything, but it's a Cutco peeler. Years ago when I was a teenager, or probably in my early 20s, they started selling knives for a little bit. I really didn't do it too long because I really wasn't set up to be a person, to be a salesman. But I still have the knives and I have the peeler, and this peeler has always done well by me. Even has a little top in case you're doing a little pivot here in case you're doing like potatoes and stuff, which tend to have the eyes or whatnot. Alright, so another one in there. And like I said, I got about 8 or 9 apples. And I'm not sure if maybe I'll use that many, maybe I won't. I know I'm gonna do a few pies, but we're just gonna do one for the video here. So if I have any left over, I'll put some use to it. I currently have my oven preheating at 375. We got our pan right here too, or our pie tin or whatever. And we're gonna roll out the dough, and then we're gonna cook our apples, put our apples in there. Put a cover on top of the pie, slice it up a little bit so some air gets in there, and we're gonna put it in the oven. Now, with all the apples peeled, we're just going to take them out, take the core out of them, and slice them up a little more. And then add our cinnamon sugar and to a pan with a little bit of butter, not a lot, just a touch. And we're going to cook it for about 5 minutes, and then we'll add that to our pie when we are ready with that. Now, I didn't mention before, but these are Gala apples. Now, typically I like to use Macintosh because they're a little more, you know, they got the tangy taste and the sweet taste. And these are a little more sweet and slightly dull, but they're still okay. So that's what we're using. They were what was on sale, so that's what I grabbed. Ooh, there we go. And we're just taking the core out. Saw this little thing for like $5. I said, yeah, you know what? We're gonna get that. Which it's, you know, it's easy enough to not use it. You can just use your knife, but this will definitely make your job a little easier. And sometimes we'll just take that off. Now, like I was saying, I don't really like when I bite into an apple pie and the apple's still kind of like it's not cooked all the way and it's a little hard. I don't know. To me, that just takes away from how good a pie can be. So I like to cook my ingredients a little bit. And I definitely have plenty of apples. Oh, don't let that fall. Definitely plenty of apples here. We got one more. Oh, almost lost it. Okay. Now that we got those, I'm just gonna, let me see here, how big are these? Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna slice these down one more time. Like I said, I'm not really like a fan of a huge piece of apple in my pie, so I like to cut them right down. Although you could use this size and it'd be perfectly fine, but they might be a little harder when you go to eat them or whatever. So that's why I do this. Alright, now that we got these all sliced up and ready, we're going to add a fair amount of sugar. Maybe a little more. Some cinnamon. Like so. Mix all that up. Then it's going to come right over to the pan. We got just a touch of butter. We're going to throw a cover on that for a moment and then come back and stir it. Alright, I'm going to take this off, stir it up a little bit. Put them down just a little bit more. Alright, these are about ready. They got about a little over 5 minutes of heating up in here, and we're just going to leave it covered until the crust is ready to be filled. And here is our crust. We're just going to go ahead and put some flour on it. Start to roll it down a little bit. Got to make the bottom first. If it starts to split on you like that, that's fine. I'm just going to cut around, add right to the middle. give it one more little sprinkle here. Oh, there goes that. Loosen it up with my dough scraper. Try not to mess it up. And the main thing, you just don't want any holes in the bottom or the side. That way it holds each slice. Alright. Let me set this aside for a minute, get this other piece ready. Should be good. Do a little more sugar on top. A little more cinnamon. Scrape our piece off. Just like that. Trim around the edge. All this can still be used. Then we're going to slice our pie to the top right here so it gets some air. There you go, guys. It's going to go in the oven, 375. We're going to check in about a half hour, but probably be about 45 minutes till it's done. If it browns up too much on the top, you can put a little bit of oil on the top. See when it comes out. And here it is, everyone. Just came out. Definitely took a little longer than I expected, but here it is. Total time about an hour and 10 minutes or so. But when it cools down a little more, we're gonna take a slice into this bad boy and try it. right, everyone. So I just had a bite of that pie. Delicious, just like I remember. Now, if you want it a little prettier, you know, you can take your time a little more, put it on there, and make some little strips here and there. But, you know, that's what we got right there today. We're just a homemade apple pie that tastes so good. And I really hope you guys take the time out and make it yourself. Thanks for watching.